98 Taurus, and it's got this antenna that goes up and down as you turn the radio on and off. And I have a special socket to you need a socket that looks like that. Sorry, it's hard, it's tough to see. You need a socket that kind of looks like that. It's special for it, and it's for that nut. Now, the reason I'm making this video, if you're looking for how to do it, the plug for the antenna is there, and it's also on the top of the antenna, and it just pulls out. There's the old one, it's right there. The plug that actuates the up and down is here, and you just pull the clip, but you have to take the antenna out to be able to unplug it because it's too tight for me to get my hands in. Now the two screws to take it out, and there's a nut here and a bolt there. I don't know what size they were because I just used an adjustable wrench. Now the trouble I had was I put it in, and past this seal here, this part of the antenna would not go all the way through, and I turned the radio on. So I had to loosen this off, and I had to put it on at a certain way to get it to work right, and it works great now. And I'll explain to you what I did. Now, the way this thing stops going up and down is it feels, as soon as it feels it's working too hard, it'll stop. So when it gets to the top, it'll stop, and when it gets to the bottom, it'll stop because it reaches the end. Now, I'm going to warn you, you take this nut off. I just did this, but I got lucky and was able to just feed it back through and it worked. But if you take this nut off and you turn the radio on, it'll come all the way out. The same as if you take this nut off and you shut it off, it'll suck it all the way in. But you don't have to take this off, because if you're changing the antenna and you reuse this bolt, you have to, and if the seals come off in the bolt, or the nut, I mean, these seals come on the new antenna, so you have to take them out of this nut if they come off. That's what I had to do. But if you have this nut and the seals aren't in it, you do not have to take that off. I did not know that 5 minutes ago. So the reason I just explained that this one would get stuck when you turn the radio on. Now I had this all the way down so I could fit the socket over it, and this was way down in there. So this is the only piece sticking out. It's not much of a way to line it up. So that's what happened to me. Now I'm going to show you, if you have trouble lining yours up, now you shut the radio off, now it starts going down. Grab the big one here, just hold it real tightly, and when it gets to the bottom, it'll stop. And you see it stopped. And now you have the biggest part of the antenna through the hole, and if you just push it just far enough down for you to be able to fit your socket over it, now when you tighten it down, the adjustment will be correct. Alright? That way, turn it on, I'll turn it right back off, and I'll have it go all the way down. See, it went all the way down. Now when it comes back up, see, it comes right out now. Before I had a problem, this was all the way in there, and it would only come up that high. Now since I fixed it, I'm sure you know what's going to happen. Ooh, it went all the way up. So, there you go. If you're having trouble getting it to work properly, voila, I just showed you. I hope that helps you if you're having this problem, or if you're reinstalling the antenna. I'll explain that a little bit. You have to take this nut off, get the antenna all the way down, take it off, and then this plastic piece comes off. And then inside, you take this bolt off, that nut off. I'm sorry, I don't know the sizes, or otherwise I would tell you. Now this is a stud. After you take this off, it's part of the antenna. You push that in, and this will fall down. Then you just tilt it this way, and it comes right out, and then you can unplug everything. And then do the same thing, just in reverse. You just slide it in like that, and then get the stud through. Just get the nut started so that you don't lose it, and then get it lined up. Then get that bolt started, And then what I did, I moved the antenna as far up as it would go, and then tighten that so it would stay in place. And then I got this started, and I was able to get it all together that way. And when you're taking the trunk apart to do this, you do not have to take this out. I used to do it all the time. I just learned that you don't have to, because you have these pops. Putting it together is probably going to be a challenge for me though, but you have these pops. There's one here, and one there. And when you do that, you're able to slide the, whatever the hell that's made of, out of there. I believe there's a couple more on this, and then there's also a popper somewhere over here. Comes out of that hole. I hope this helps you. These poppers, if you didn't know, they go in, and then sorry, I'm trying to work the camera one hand and do this with the other. But the popper goes in the hole, and then this pin goes in the popper. And I don't know what they're called. I just call them poppers. But it spreads this out. So the best thing to do is use a little flathead screwdriver to pull this out, and they're pretty stiff, so you pull them out, and then I take the real tool and get under. And that's how I did that. So hope that helps you.